trying to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the one in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go crying. In their minds, come on at me, boy, there's a fight. In their minds.
We're coming at you live from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium for Matchday 2 of the Philippines Football League. So much great action already happening in this league and so much to look forward to even just today on this Saturday. First and foremost is the man to my left, somebody to look forward to. He is back analyzing football matches at the top tier. Ryan Phoenix joins me today. My name is Jing Hamlang. It's been so long, Ryan. It's good to see you.
It has been very long. The year is 2024, right? But one can be forgiven if you think that is a throwback episode because Loyola is back in the Philippines Football League and they are up against Stallion, their old nemesis. You know, the old guard, the old names may have gone, but new names are here to make sort of another rivalry from these two teams.
It is fantastic to see these two teams back in action. It's going to be a fantastic matchup between Stallion Laguna FC and, of course, the return of the Loyola Football Club back in action here in the top tier of Philippine football. It's a familiar matchup, but it is going to be a fresh set of players on the pitch today. So much has happened already in the PFL. In Matchday 1, we had Kaya make a statement win against United City FC. Of course, that was billed as the most anticipated of the weekend, and they got the job done. 2-0 in that one, Ryan.
And so many goals as well from the first match today, from the first week. And not too many goals as well scored, but you know, Stallion, they scored 7 in the first match day.
So speaking of a team that will be in action in just a few minutes, 7-0 was their scoreline in their last outing. Meanwhile, Loyola will be looking to bounce back as they didn't have the best of visits to Cebu.
It was a 4-0 loss for Loyola FC. Not the best of debuts for Roxy Dorla's side. But you know what? Roxy Dorlas told me before the match that he said, you know, it was an overwhelming feeling for Loyola to be back here in the biggest stage of Philippine football.
Now, Air Force struggles continues. That happened as well earlier today. They had another big defeat in their outing against Taguig, which is a follow-up to a one-sided scoreline against Mendiola as well. But, you know, there was a funny, kind of an interesting match between Montet and Taguig. Of course, high expectations for Taguig in that match. And the opposite could be said about Manila Montet. But I think they asserted themselves quite well, Ryan.
And one Taguig FC as well, if you look at the names there in that roster, it's like who's who of Philippine football, past and present.
Exactly. And so Manila Montet being able to hold their own against them was quite a thing indeed. Meanwhile, we're getting close to kickoff here between Loyola FC and Stallion Laguna FC. And we're going to be getting an opportunity to listen in to Kyra Dimandal, who's going to tell us about the players to watch from both sides. Kyra?
Stand by.
Thank you, Jing and Ryan. Both teams are feeling confident coming into today's game. Stallion Laguna head coach Ernie Yer saying that they have already a couple of times before today's match and that he knows exactly what to expect from Loyola FC. He's expecting his star player Finn McDaniel to really step up today and to prove himself further in today's match. He's starting with a 3-4-3 formation and going at a high press, saying that he's confident having only on the other side, we have Loyola FC coach Roxy Dorla saying that he is also very they met each other a couple and that in today as they've been prepared better dynamic Herb. These changers for today, Jorel Ariserenas and Charlie Yancy Beaton playing for Stallion Laguna last season. That's it for today. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Kyra Dimandal on pitch side there, and definitely Finn McDaniel is somebody that has come with a lot of hype getting into this particular season. And unfortunately, or rather fortunately, he will be leading the line today in this 3-4-3 setup for Stallion Laguna, a new and revamped Stallion Laguna at that. They look very powerful heading into this season, Ryan.
12 players out from last season, but 14 new players coming in for Stallion Laguna for the first time in a very, very long while. They have 14 foreigners in their squad. So let's see how they will be able to mesh together with the locals, talking about Stallion.
Of course, 14 in their lineup, but only 6 can be on the pitch at any given time, including the goalkeeper. Meanwhile, we take a look at the starting 11 here of Loyola FC. We've got Aristorenas there that Roxy Dorles mentioned, but he's also got a lot of support and an interesting bunch of foreigners to provide them that firepower as well.
And number 8, Dorel Aristorenas, all eyes on him because he is formerly a player for Stallion as well. And motivation should be very high for the man from Loyola.
Roxy Dorles used to be a player for Loyola FC back in the UFL days. And now it must be quite an honor for him to be on the sidelines leading this side out. It's so much fun to see the crowd back and enjoying football matches here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And to have such a busy league now that we're going to see action every weekend is basically going to be football action in the PFL. And we are underway here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Looking for Emmanuel Osei early on. We've got a matchup here between two teams that enjoyed opposite fates in their opening match day, Ryan. Of course, 7-0. Can't ask for anything better than that if you are a Stallion. Meanwhile, for Loyola, always going to be difficult. Your first game back in the PFL. You're traveling away to a Cebu side that has that was pretty close to winning the PFL in the last edition, and they lost 4-0. So what do you think will be the dynamic between these two teams in this matchup?
Well, one thing going for Loyola, if you talk about the new team, is that they played each other, talking about Loyola and Stallion, in the preseason. They played each other 3 times.
Oh, wow.
For friendlies, and then 3 different venues. And all 3 games coming to Stallion's favor, it must be said. But then again, that gives you an idea now of, if you're Loyola, of how Stallion plays. You sort of familiarize yourself with how the team in pink will line up against you.
Or Stallion Laguna played in their first AFC Cup last year. And they've gotten a taste, and they understand what the level is. So they've made a lot of moves over the course of the off-season. And medyo nakikita natin dito, Ryan, ano yung intention nila heading into this 2024.
And, you know, the AFC Cup, one thing that gives to a team who've tasted AFC Cup action is you want more. You've tasted the fun, you've tasted the excitement of being able to play.
Ooh, lovely piece of skill here from Bezerra Dorado. Looking for Schaffner, gets there. That's one thing that we are going to enjoy this season, Ryan, with the infusion of quite a bit more foreign talent, is some of this type of quality right here that we're going to see on the chest. Hello.
It's a hello and goodbye.
And great use of the body as well there, Ryan, to maintain possession. It's wonderful stuff to watch.
And very interesting as well from Coach Ernie Nieras. He said that he's in favor actually of having many foreigners in his squad, not least because for him, it improves the quality of his local players. They're forced now to uplift their game. And I think you can see that early on for Stallion.
Schaffner making up a lot of ground here. Incredible acceleration. And to earn his side a corner kick. Well done from the midfielder, Christian John Schaffner. He was maybe 2 feet behind his defender there, made up the ground. First corner of the game. It's going to be Galeana Trujillo taking this one short. Jose doing well to hold up the play, getting it to Aristorenas, who switches it quickly. Yeah, it showed a little too much to Charles Pickering. It's JV Caloocaran on that left side. Definitely going to be a man that Loyola relies on.
Talking of JV, also a former Stallion player.
Nice and controlled touch in midfield. And a nice release on the right side. It's definitely a strong and meaty challenge there in midfield.
Well, if there's a welcome back to the PFL challenge, that has to be won.
Sirigliano, Adrian, definitely amongst the recruits in the offseason that brought a lot of excitement. He's going to be anchoring the midfield for Stallion. And for those that are familiar with the men in pink, a rather interesting new position for Placito as well. He's no longer in the center of defense. Schaffner gets it back. Looking for the ball over the top. Likely going to be offside here if he gets that ball. Nope, no flag on the far side. Play is alive. Loyola struggling to clear their line. Schaffner. You saw the intention, looking to curl it, far post.
Bit wild in the end, but if I'm Loyola, my priority now would be trying to keep a clean sheet for as long as I can. Seeing how Stallion absolutely thrashed Don Bosco in the first match, first week of Philippines Football League. Trying to keep Stallion at bay, of course, is Loyola's priority for the moment.
Nice header won there by the Argentinian. For those unfamiliar with Adrian Sirigliano, actually played for Argentina in the under-17 and under-20 level. I believe he was teammates with Lionel Messi at some point. And has been playing in Argentina for many, many years. 32 years of age now. Extremely experienced and talented in the middle of midfield.
Well, not many players can claim to be teammates with Messi for once upon a time.
Certainly not playing here in the Philippines. Has it poked away. Schaffner. Kim now, wearing the captain's armband. Kim Sung-min. He's had quite a bit of experience in the PFL. On the pitch and in coaching staffs as well, actually, Kim Sung-min. He's playing in the middle of midfield today. Spent most of his time in the introduction to Philippine football as a striker. But as he has gotten more experienced, he's found his way a little bit more withdrawn. Jose, good use of the body. Looking for room on the left side. Stallion looking really, really solid at the moment. And there is a quick look at Placito, who's now a central midfielder. Used to be the partner of this man in the center of defense. Nieras. Thread the ball through. Loyola looking nice and compact here. Not a start that anybody would envy for Loyola FC. You get Cebu and Stallion back to back. That's gotta be a tough one if you're Roxy Dorles and you see the fixtures list and you're like, come on guys, is this really how you want to welcome us back?
Give me a
PFL?
break. Give me a break there. But again, baptism of fire from Loyola, and you know, from Roxy Dorlas' point of view, better to get the difficult games out of the way.
They're certainly on the back foot here against Stallion, but they haven't been picked apart. They haven't been torn open. But here's a moment. Oh, it's lovely stuff from the men in pink, and Finn McDaniel gets his first clear-cut opportunity, and it's just wide of the post.
As you were praising Loyola's defensive solidarity, Finn McDaniel carving out a chance. And he has been prolific, Finn McDaniel, last season with 5 goals.
Actually, you know what, Ryan? It was actually great defending on Loyola's part. It was poked away from him, and that's why it was a corner kick. So credit to Loyola for recovering. But that was a real glimpse sa kakayanan nitong Stallion attack. Met by Silva. Ball to chase for the Mexican winger.
Well, Loyola have been resolute so far, 10 minutes into the game. But crucially, they have not created many chances going forward for Loyola.
Might go long here from the throw. Pickering opts for a shorter approach. Ball into the box, looking for Brazilian winger. Yana spreads it. Soft touch. Bezerra Dorado keeps it in play. That's well anticipated by Isaac Anan in goal.
They have been looking, Stallion, for their number 88 on the left wing time and time again, and he has caused a bit of trouble. Finn McDaniel waiting for any error from the Loyola keeper. Safe hands from Isaac Anan.
Isaac Anan has been in amongst Philippine football for quite some time. Let's take a look at it here. Took a touch, a slight one from Finn McDaniel. You never know, it was on the head of the Ghanaian, and perhaps it looked, or it was worse than it looked. And speaking of Isaac Anan, spent a lot of time in and around the game. He was part of the Kaya FC Academy as a coach, and also part of the team for a short while. He was training with Kaya, it looked like, at the start of preseason, and could have been an option for them in goal, but he's ended up here with Loyola FC, and he's starting for them.
So that's one thing with having 15 teams in the league. More players are able now to play.
Definitely a lot more opportunity and more matches. It's what you look forward to if you're a football player, is to be tested and to get a lot of opportunities to get yourself out there. And training can only improve you so much. You know, the matches will really sharpen your skills and your experience. McDaniel there getting a touch right from the outset.
And triple header as well on a Saturday.
Always great.
So one ticket gives you access to 3 games here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Good deal, if you ask me.
Through ball, well anticipated. Needed to get that one right. Kalukaran, and he did.
With Loyola being very resolute, very disciplined. First 13 minutes in. I suppose you expect that from a team coached by Roxy Dorlas. Very well drilled in terms of discipline.
Almost getting through here. And again, coming off his line to collect. Seems to be a magnet for contact inside the box though, Isaac Anand. Clutching his head. Maybe all right.
Well, he's certainly the busier of the 2 keepers. Well, Stallion will have to exercise a lot of patience if they try to break down this Loyola defense.
And one thing we can say about Stallion, Ryan, they're looking a lot more fluid and confident on the ball here. They've swung it to the left side. Just a little too strong.
They have been looking for number 88.
Given away. It's a soft touch from Kauyong. Second time he's been caught out from the right side here. Nieras. It's quick closing down from Daisuke Kobayashi. Maybe if he kept his hand just a little bit less outstretched there, Kauyong could have gotten away with it, but kitang-kita ni referee Samuel Mendoza. Set piece from a wide area, Finn McDaniel to take it. Anim ang pagpipilian niya sa loob ng box. It's a good ball. Lovely delivery from Finn McDaniel.
Excellent free kick from the Stallion number 8.
2 players pretty close to that. Certainly 2 good chances already here for Stallion, and we're just 16 minutes into the contest.
And both of them created by Finn McDaniel.
Looking for the foul. Galiano Trujillo not getting it, much to his frustration.
And most of the action so far on the left side of the field. Stallion attacking Loyola side.
Matthew Nieras giving way to Gabriel Silva here to take charge.
Just a quick anecdote on number 29, Loyola, William Winner. One of the many youth standouts of Loyola FC who they have promoted to the senior side.
That's one thing that you can say about Loyola. They've been very brave with bringing in their academy products. At nung nawala sila from the top flight, hindi tumigil yung academy nila. They were very, very busy, Ryan. And now we're seeing the fruits of that.
That is correct. And actually another player in their squad is 16-year-old Django Hector. Who apparently is an embodiment of if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Gotta love that name, Django. It really is.
And if you have a chance to see him later, he really fits the mold. He's really Django.
16 years of age, wow. Offside there from the 24-year-old Mexican.
And talking about the Academy of Loyola, had a good chat with Roxy Dorlas again, and he's actually very effusive in praising his academy and saying, you know, this senior team now provides a pathway for those in the academy, much like Kaya's, I would assume, in that maglalaro ka sa academy, what for? So now you have the motivation, and if you're good enough, you might be one day able to be seen here on national TV playing for the Philippines Football League.
And that's got to be quite a carrot for these players to chase. Kim Sung-min caught from behind.
In the interview by Kyra just before the match, she was saying Ernie Nieras wanted Stallion to press early on, but they don't need to press because they have most of the possession.
Yeah. They have been good at forcing mistakes as well when Loyola are trying to play out the back, and just let it run here. Beautiful work. Cutting inside, looking for room for a shot. Didn't get a handle of it really, Bezerra Dorado, but he'd done all the good work prior.
You can see the quality from the Stallion winger, just outrunning his defender. And when he did get the ball, just outsmarting said defender as well. Yung pasa na yan was a bit too strong.
You see that contact there. Caloocaran sends it long. Jose just bundled off it by Gabriel Silva, who had slammed in just a little bit too strongly. Looking for a nice little exchange. Dilly-dallied on the ball a little too long. Jose Magzon.
You can see Stallion looking for Bezerra Dorado. Medyo alisto na rin ng Loyola because they've been wary of that threat from that left side of Stallion.
Beyond their pass from Matthew Nieras, who quickly acknowledges his mistake. But they're looking very dangerous here, Stallion. They've got Bezerra Dorado on the left side, the Brazilian, who's experienced at 32 years of age. They've got the 24-year-old Mexican Galeana Trujillo, who we saw had plenty of pace as well on the right side. In midfield is the Argentinian, Sirigliano, and the familiar face in Placito. And you've got Finn McDaniel leading the line up front. It's quite a force that they've built here. Finn McDaniel, inches wide there. Isaac Annan rooted to the spot, hoping and praying that one would go wide.
Second chance for Finn McDaniel to break the deadlock. Oof, he would really want that back, Jing.
You can see the confidence in the young man. No hesitation to pull the trigger there. No need to take a touch to steady himself. He knew where the goal was. And he's getting much closer. Jose. Kim threading the needle. And Manuel Jose was looking to break free, but he was a foot offside.
The Stallion coming off a 7-0 thrashing of Garelli in the week 1. 7 goals, 6 different goal scorers for Stallion Laguna. Has to please Coach Ernie Nieras. And you'd think that with 15 teams and some teams in transition as well, Stallion among the favorites to lift the championship.
I think that's one of the biggest questions, Ryan. Is this Stallion season? And they weren't too far in the last couple tournaments. They've obviously haven't been in the mix as often as they would have liked over the years. Of course, they picked up a big UFL crown back in the day, but it's been some time since they've tasted silverware. But they've certainly assembled quite a squad here for 2024, and there are more than a few who have actually earmarked Stallion as the potential surprise package.
They've certainly shown in first week that they can score the goals. Patama ka, Jing, no? Once upon a time, Stallion were league and cup champions of Philippine football. And they were still wearing the pink shirts, I think.
I believe so. Yeah. They've stayed true to that.
Success has been elusive for Stallion, but can it be this year?
If we recall, in that season, 2013 or 2014, it was that they'd also assembled a very good squad with some very, very good recruits from abroad.
That was Rufo Sanchez and Wako Cañas.
That's right. And a fantastic Korean contingent that they had assembled. Jose is onside. Oof. Jose has been the main man up front for Loyola, and he is looking more and more dangerous. Trying to get onto the other side of Gabe Silva there.
And Loyola now have a corner.
First corner of the match for Loyola. They've come out to contest with Alfredo Cortez in the air, and he's certainly come out very well in that exchange.
And the cheering you hear in the background are that of Loyola squad. It's a handball from Stallion defender. The Loyola squad, the Loyola cheating squad. They call themselves Frente 17. And a quick anecdote as well, when Loyola were not present in the senior Philippines Football League, the squad, this cheering squad, they continued to cheer on the Loyola youth teams.
Oh, is that right?
Even to U8s and U10s. I know because I was there. And it was a joy to see.
Not often you get a cheering squad at youth games, but fantastic. Jose in the midst of pink, finding room. And what an opportunity that could have been for Loyola, were it not for the intervention of Christian Schaffner, who's hurt himself in the process here, poking it away there at the final moment.
Well, this is number 29, William Winner, who had his eyes on the ball and looking for the first goal of Loyola. A quick defending from Christian Schaffner prevented the goal, but he had to be quick.
Just a quick exchange there at the edge of the box, and Loyola finding themselves with daylight behind the defense. They've been on the back foot for the majority of this opening half, but there was a glimpse. They can unlock this defense of Stallion. Certainly a warning here for the men of Laguna.
For all of Stallion's domination of possession, it's still 0-0. And a quick chance like that can break the deadlock in the favor of Loyola.
Galiana switching the play. Over to Pickering in the right back position. Looking for Trujillo. Well defended by Alassane Wade. And into the hands of Isaac Anan. Trujillo getting in front of his man. Kauyong getting a touch, and they launch it forward.
Loyola defending has been spot on. Almost 30 minutes gone in this game.
They're anchored by the Senegalese center back, Alassane Wade. Schaffner getting it forward. Kauyong on the wrong side. Placito getting into an advanced position. Look at that, Wade putting his head on the line to clear that away. Logarta and Wade have kept the door shut for the most part. They've got Calocaron on the left side. He's got the task of trying to keep Trujillo quiet. Into the bleachers from Alassane Wade.
Well, it's two solid banks of Loyola defenders. Just frustrating Stallion. I think Stallion should expect this sort of defending from Loyola. Especially after Loyola seen how Stallion scored 7 goals the week prior. There's never going to be a chance that Loyola is going to open up and try to match Stallion for man.
Lovely pass from Placito. McDaniel. Wonderful finish. Opening goal for Stallion Laguna. Well worked to get Finn McDaniel through. But what a finish as well from the forward. Last touch might have gone the way of Galiana Trujillo. We'll see here. Look at this, just lifting it over. Galiana Trujillo doing his best actually to let that one go. Being a good teammate.
Because all the hard work has been done by Finn McDaniel, who must be said is deserving of this opening goal in this game. Finn McDaniel knocking on the door many times before and has deservedly scored Stallion's first goal today.
So it is given to Galiana Trujillo, who's almost apologetic about getting the final touch of that goal. But we talked about Finn McDaniel being extremely dangerous in this season, and he's shown why. Just an eye for goal there. One touch and over the keeper, knew exactly what he wanted to do. But also we got to give plaudits to the person that released him. Lovely ball from Abraham Placito to create the opportunity.
Exquisite touch as well from Finn McDaniel, as you said. Feathery.
Behind the intended target, but Trujillo was there.
Well, Galiana Trujillo. If I were him, I'd try to finish that emphatically as well, because you never know, because Loyola might be there to just poke it away and apologize later to Finn McDaniel, because you got to make sure. But it's 1-0 now to Stallion, and let's see if Loyola's tactics will just differ just that bit. Sabi ni Coach Roxy to start the game, we'll see what Stallion gives us and we'll try to adapt. Well, Stallion has had most of the possession and now they've got the 1-goal lead. So what will Loyola do?
Pickering. Placito thriving in his new position, a more advanced position. Perhaps we didn't get an opportunity to see his real skill set at the center of defense. Look at him here, spreading the ball to Schaffner on the left side. Looking for the 1-2, he stayed onside. Cut back. Picked off by Aristorenas. But the pressure mounting here. Bit too strong mula kay Pickering.
A bit heavy on that ball. But Stallion just putting together a few good passes together.
Lovely again from Placito. Schaffner looking to cut that back first time. Didn't get the contact he wanted, and Galliano Trujillo is going to be offside.
Well, if you're watching Placito for the first time, you'd be forgiven for seeing that. Was he a central defender last season? Because he's really doing well, evading defenders and giving that accurate passes and marshalling that midfield for Stallion.
Nieras gets it forward. Wade intervenes. It's going to be a handball, and it is Aristorenas. Tough gig for Jorel Aristorenas in between Placito and Sirigliano. He's been asked to bring a bit of creativity in that midfield, but he's been starved of the ball.
And Loyola has had to do so much defending. There was the one chance to Willem Winter. That was it.
McDaniel poking that in. This time, no mistake. Certainly going to be credited to the number 8, Finn McDaniel, getting in front of his man and softly touching it into the side, netting 2-0, Stallion Laguna.
Another well-deserved goal from Stallion. Defending, not the best from Loyola. And once again, Dorado with a cross from the left side. Finn McDaniel just has a nose for goal. He just knows where the goal is. Doesn't need to look where it is. Just a touch, and not even the strongest of touches as well. It's a feathery touch, and it's 2-0 Stallion.
Feathery is a great word for it, Ryan. He's not interested in blasting it. He's not interested in the power. He just wants to get it beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. It certainly was there. Isaac Annan beaten for the second time in this match. Stallion Laguna cruising here in the first half. That is 9 goals unanswered they've scored so far this season. They look like they're hungry for more. Making it look easy here. Surrounded by 3, Finn McDaniel holding up play masterfully.
Well, if the surname sounds familiar, because he is a sibling of Liv and Chandler McDaniel. You probably know them from the Filipinas.
Finn McDaniel keeps playing like this, he's going to end up on the other team of the Philippines.
The men's team. That would be the first, wouldn't it?
Manuel Osei just straying a little too early.
Talk about the schedule of Loyola not being ideal. Starting off against Cebu and then Stallion. But if you look at Stallion's schedule, well, they start off against Garelli and start off against Loyola, who's new to the league, coming back to the league. So you'd say probably the scheduling gods favoring Stallion in that regard.
They've been the welcoming party. Two teams that Loyola have faced are considered to be amongst the easy contenders that you would say for the PFL. Alongside Kaya, and of course the returning United City FC. You could even throw in as amongst the contenders Taguig and Davao, who's going to see action very soon. Just beyond Placito, and that one into the chest of Isaac Anan.
Snapshot from the number 34.
The American has been busy, he's been lively today. Lovely touch. It's fluid football. Back to the Brazilian. So much room. Didn't get the technique correct there. The Argentinian looking for the long-range effort.
This is the replay of the corner. The header just missing from Placito, but he gets the ball back. Snapshot. And Isaac Anan had to be wary at that time.
Not often you get two bites at the apple there. Placito unable to take advantage of either. I called him Abraham Placito. I should probably correct that. He is American after all. Probably Abraham. So clever at finding the space here. Bezerra Dorado. McDaniel. It's all very tight there. A sea of blue. They find room on the right side. Pickering! Side netting for the right back. Would have been a lovely finish. That was good work earlier from Christian Schaffner. He's involved here again. He's been lively as well, you must say. Christian Schaffner made the transition from Maharlika to Stallion. Has certainly looked like a more regular fixture in this squad now. And he's looking at home here with the outfit from Laguna. And he's been busy here early on.
Certainly not looking out of place in this Stallion 11. It's been a while since Loyola threatened. It's been all Stallion so far.
Galeana Trujillo getting past Wade. Powerful shot from Finn McDaniel, palmed away. The skill initially from Galeana Trujillo, lovely stuff. Play continuing here. Trujillo, was that a penalty? The referee was interested for a moment. Arm was on the torso, but it wasn't enough. Said referee Samuel Mendoza.
Well, credit to Galeana because he didn't try to sell the call. Little less than 2 minutes before the halftime break. And Stallion is in total control of this one.
Placito called for the foul.
Well, Loyola defending quite well in that last sequence. The challenge now is for Loyola to consistently defend that well, because I find it just a small things. If the defender loses his man, suddenly the Stallion attack comes to 4, and all sorts of problems are caused in the Loyola defense. That split second is very important in regards to the first touch, first step.
And then direct to Schaffner, but he's robbed by Kauyong. Osei touching it back to Kauyong. Can he find room? Shot was smothered by Nieres and Schaffner. Back to Cortez. And they're just calmly navigating the pressure here, switching it. Pickering struggling to bring that down. Loyola now with a rare venture forward. Osei was offside in the end. Let's take a look at it here. Just strayed a little too early. Emmanuel Osei played most of his football in Ghana. Had a short stint with Kaya FC, Iloilo, back during the COVID seasons. Played limited minutes for them with an injury. And it's good to see him back out here on the pitch. And finally being able to play regular football in the Philippines. Certainly got a huge responsibility on his shoulders here to lead the line for Loyola. And here he is, onside. So many pink shirts around him. He's gone down. No whistle.
Well, the Loyola contingent begging the referee for a penalty.
And on the other end, here comes Stallion. Put it across goal. Bezerra Dorado was hoping for any touch. Finn McDaniel thought that perhaps Galiana Trujillo was lurking at the far post. Look at this. Not enough? Or was it? Emmanuel Osei certainly.
Well, let's have a look once again. You've seen penalties given. You've seen penalties given for that infringement.
Definitely arm went over. You saw it, it was over the shoulder of Emmanuel Osei. And you wonder if that's the natural fall of a person who's being held back, however. And maybe, just maybe, that was the reason why Samuel Mendoza didn't blow his whistle. Bezerra Dorado turns on the Jets. He's all alone now. Isaac Anan, great stop.
I hate to be very critical of the Loyola defense, but Logarta has been beaten time and time again on that right side of Loyola defense. He's got to do better because Bezerra Dorado is having a field day on that left side of Stallion. He's not even brushing him off. He's just outrunning him.
This time it's majority of the time Kauyong and Logarta. You don't envy them in this position. It's going to be a tough ask trying to keep Bezerra Dorado quiet. But as you said, Ryan, he's certainly expressing himself here in this opening half. Into the 3rd minute of added time. Yes. Looking for the run. Not on the same wavelength. Look at the watch from Samuel Mendoza. That's going to be coming to a close here, and there it is. Nope, it's actually offside. That whistle. Let's have a look here. Oh, that's right. Will return to Lizera Dorado. Perhaps time for one last attack here for the men in pink. Placito. Denied by Wade. And there it is. Halftime upon us now, as Stallion Laguna enter the break with a comfortable advantage. And they've certainly been well deserving of the scoreline, as Finn McDaniel has been the man up front for them. Perhaps should be credited for the first, but goals from Galeana, Trujillo, and Finn McDaniel, the difference after 45 minutes. Loyola FC without a response to a Stallion Laguna side that has ran rampant in the opening half. We'll be stopping for a short break, and we'll be right back right here in the Philippines Football League. Don't go anywhere.
Great football fans, we would like to thank you all for coming today in the start of our week 2 of our Philippines Football League 2020. Social media pages of PFL, Philippines Football League on Facebook.
the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where it's halftime between Stallion Laguna and Loyola. We saw here some of the threats that Loyola were able to bring into this match, threatening Alfredo Cortez in goal there. This one perhaps their best opportunity that was actually denied from actually taking place by Schaffner. And then Finn McDaniel's brilliance got put on full display. Galeana Trujillo with the, or Galeana rather, with the final touch. But it was the majesty of this guy, of Finn McDaniel in front of goal, really, that has been the story so far. He had a couple chances that he wasn't able to put away to start things off, Ryan, but then once he got going, so difficult to stop.
Well, 63% possession from Stallion Laguna, just about right. And Loyola, the chances are few and far between. 3 shots for Loyola, but that is really not enough against a Stallion FC that looks to be cruising here in the first half.
I'd actually be quite surprised that they got 3 on target there against Cortez, who looked pretty much relaxed up front, or in between the sticks for Loyola. As we now have an opportunity to throw things downstairs to Kyra de Mandal for a halftime report. Kyra?
Can consider, of course, more goals. Thank you, Ryan. And you know, as for my coach, really an assist to his name. And you know, with this type of game, Coach Ernie is still not happy. And of course, showing their 100%. So it's his job as a coach, that talent, and let what they're able. We have here Loyola, who have don't know, but then playing here, they have good down half long game. There's still a chance for, and by the far side of the stadium, you know, it's reflected that that kind of we have to have. So you know, Jing and Ryan, these are the
support during this halftime break, and always great to see the support from the Loyola fans who are out here showing that regardless of what the scoreline is, that they are here to showcase that they are behind this side. This halftime report brought to you by 8 Cuts.
Kyra mentioned about the Frentes 17, and we were mentioning during the telecast that these guys support not just the senior men's team ng Loyola, they also are present in the youth games of Loyola. And how many cheering squads can you say are doing that?
Of course, you want loyalty from your support group, and they've certainly showed that loyalty during the days where, you know, there hasn't been much action for them to go out and cheer for. They've been out there showcasing that they are behind this club through and through.
Well, not too many things for the Frente 17 to cheer about for Loyola in this game. But so far, they haven't scored. They haven't opened their account for the PFL season. And Loyola trying to break the scoreless streak. So far, it's 135 minutes. Will it come against Stallion? Of course, Stallion in the years gone by, ang tinatawag nila sa Loyola is kontrapelo ng Stallion, no? Always a thorn in Loyola's side. And Loyola, of course, bannered by the Young Husband brothers before. Unable to win a league title. And you can say thanks in large part to the efforts of Stallion as well.
That's right. Stallion, considered a dark horse for many years, that they were in operation in the early days. Now they're seen more as an outright contender now, but certainly made life difficult for an early title favorite that was Loyola back in the day.
Now it's Loyola's turn to return the favor, so to speak. For Stallion, as you said, rightly so, one of the title contenders for this season. A very wide open Philippines Football League. You mentioned Cebu, you've mentioned Kaya, Davao. For Stallion, one Taguig as well.
Yeah,
It's a very interesting proposition.
United City, the returning former champions that of course lost on their opening day but have plenty of time to recover. They'll be considered as amongst those that are to be watched. And it looks like Roxy Dorles is not waiting any longer here. He's going to look for some inspiration off the bench as the returning Charlie Yancey Beaton joins the fray. He is joined by Emmanuel Cante as well.
Coming off is Kim Sung Min,
Substitution for Loyola FC.
captain for Loyola.
Number 6, Sung-Min Kim, replaced by player number 7.
Who was yellow carded, by the way, Sung Min Kim,
Substitution for Loyola
at the break, or
FC.
just as they were entering the dugout.
William Winter, replaced by player number 21, Emmanuel Cante.
So Winter giving way as well. Ball to chase here for the substitute. Already you can see the pace that he's going to be bringing into this contest. Emmanuel Cante, listed as a defender on our team sheets, but he's not going to be playing defense in this match.
Not from where he is positioned, which is up top.
That first touch from Beaton. And quite a story as well for Charlie Beaton. He's made his way back to Loyola after spending some time in several different clubs in the Philippines top flight, I believe including Stallion. He's been shrugged aside there by Sirigliano, and it's gonna fall for Galeana. No, Annan is there. Outstretched leg of Kenneth Pride, denying that attack from Loyola.
It's the little things, Jing. Had Pride not been able to get a foot on that ball, Loyola would have been through. Could have been 2-1. But Stallion showing the mettle that is one of a title contender.
You gotta love that as well from Kenneth Pride. He hasn't had too much to do in this game, but he's looked nice and alert. Pickering. Roxy Dorles hoping for a quick response here early in the second half.
Well, certainly a baptism of fire for Loyola coming up against Cebu. And then Stallion in quick succession to start off your campaign. And a campaign that is 7 years coming. So it's going to be a very, very difficult start to the season in terms of games for Loyola.
Galeana wide open and all alone, buries it for Stallion Laguna. Brace for the Mexican.
Just the way that Galeana shrugged past the defender with so much ease. And one-on-one with the keeper, Galeana just picking his spot. And if you say his first goal was probably undeserved, there can be no questioning about the second one because it is all Galeana. And it is 3-0 and Stallion are definitely cruising.
There's been some finishing that's been showcased here by Stallion. Nice little dink over from Finn McDaniel earlier. And now this one into the side netting, rifled by Galeana. 3-0. Stallion Laguna in complete control here, Ryan.
As a former defender, I don't think Roxy Dorlas will be very happy with the way that they have given up the goals, especially the third one, because just the ease in which Galeana in that last piece of action just shrugged off the defender to go one-on-one with the keeper. I think Roxy Dorlas will have a quick word after the game with his defenders.
Well, he would have definitely felt a particular connection with that last goal, as he himself played left back for most of his career, and it was Caloocaran there in the left back position that was shrugged off by Galeana.
But you see that in the first half as well, with Becerra Dorado on the opposite flank, just really having a picnic on the left side against the Loyola defense. So that is one thing that I think Loyola will have to really work on.
Schaffner. Start move, finding room. Another dangerous ball into the box for him. And this one's going to go against Loyola.
Is there sort of a pressure on a returning team like Loyola, like UCFC, coming back to the Philippines Football League and expecting them to do well immediately? They have the name, sure, but of course you've got to look at the roster of players, and of course they've been out of the scene for 7 years. I think it's a big tough ask for them to expect them to come back strong immediately.
And certainly Loyola not getting any concessions with the start of the fixtures that they've gotten, but I think their fans would be reasonably measured in their expectations for this side, and they know that it is a young side as well. And being away for so long from the top flight is definitely going to require a bit of feeling out before you can get back to your days as a regular contender, Ryan.
A lot of patience required. But I think for the Frente 17 and for the Loyola fans out there, the fact that now you see Loyola back in the Philippines Football League is a major victory already. And you've got to look at the milestones now. First goal, first victory, first points. They will come.
And certainly when you look at Cebu and then Stallion, perhaps getting 3 points was not on their immediate agenda, but what you'd love to see from Loyola is for them to continue progressing and improving on perhaps the lapses that allowed for their opponents to get through. And here already seeing something more positive from them, but that release straight into the path of Pickering, who's going to release Galeano here. Placito. Bit of calm here from Stallion before they pick up the pace once more. Pride. Snappy ball over to Pickering. How about this for a piece of possession from Stallion? Staying patient.
Well, they have the luxury of a 3-goal lead. Loyola very wary as well with high press. They don't want to leave spaces behind, like here.
Looking for the whistle, nothing given. beaten. And so far, Loyola looking for a bit of firepower on their wings with Harada and Kobayashi. They haven't really seen the two Japanese players be able to find room on the flanks. Aristorenas losing out to Placito. Galeana spreading it. Becerra bringing it under his spell. But the blue shirts are back. He's going to need to find another opening here from distance. Couldn't get it on target again. Pickering came close to the first half. Hit side netting. This one a bit further away.
Half chance by Stallion started when Loyola lost the ball in midfield. They've been losing that midfield battle. That small one-on-one battles. And when you lose the ball time and time again, you give the chance to the other team to create. That's what's happening in this game.
Aristorenas getting on the ball more in the second half. And here he is, finding Harada. Room to run. Delivering that ball into the middle, and it's straight into the path of Matthew Nieras.
That's a bit more positive from Loyola. All credit to them as well. Ooh.
Galeana is caught, but Finn McDaniel is set free. Can he find an opening? Left-footed effort was stopped. Logarta getting in the way. Galeana playing that ball short into the path of Placito. Harada doing well to turn the corner. He's cleaned out by Ken Pride. Take a look at it here. Used his body well. Yan yung mga positive signs na gusto mong makakita or makita dito bilang mga coaches ng Loyola.
And you pick your battles, you pick your victories. You gotta win your battle before you win the war.
McDaniel took a deflection. It's going to be out for a corner kick.
Well, Finn McDaniel, Juan Galeana, Placito, they've all had a good night.
Certainly hungry for more here. Finn McDaniel would easily have a brace already. Galeana, meanwhile, what a hat trick. Anan gets a touch. Jose knocks it forward. Aristorenas releases onto the left side. Beaten. One-on-one with Nieras. Spreads it out wide. Cante is there. Can he get a shot away? Second opportunity. Cleared away by Matthew Nieras. Cante. Caught in two minds there. And now they've got Becerra to deal with. Becerra's pace, so difficult to deal with, but he's slammed into the back of Logarta there, and he's called for the foul.
Well, John Emmanuel Logarta has had enough of the Stallion winger. Has to be a foul on Stallion. But one thing I'd like to credit as well, when Loyola had that mini break, the possession prior, you saw 5 Stallion players coming quickly to defend. And I think that's what Coach Ernieras also would like to see. As kahit lamang ka ng 3 goals, you're still disciplined enough to come back and help out on defense and keep that clean sheet.
And Placito angrily giving up a yellow card. Felt that Pride should have followed there. First booking for the men in pink. Referee saying the whistle had to be blown before that could be played. So they're gonna restart this set piece as we have a look at there at Roxy Dorles, who's in deep discussion at the moment. Kobayashi's delivery. Schaffner keeping it away from being a corner kick. Not sure if you noticed there, Christian Schaffner, not sure if he's got any shin guards on. If he does, it's got to be the smallest shin guards ever. And we get to see him later on. Loyola now spreading it out to the left side. It's a deep cross beyond Kante. He's able to keep it in play. Play continues despite a player being down for Loyola. Beaten. Trying to lift it. Difficult one to deal with. Aristorena's back on his feet, but not sure he's going to be able to continue. Seems to be okay, actually. Oh, there it was. Bit of contact with Galeana. Looks like Ken Pride being sent for a bit of treatment here.
Well, it's 10 unanswered goals now for Stallion in the last 2 games.
Not a bad return, I would say.
While for Loyola, the search for their first goal continues.
Meanwhile, they're on the opposite end, 7 goals that they have failed to answer themselves.
It's going to be tough always for Loyola to come out of a 7-year hiatus and expect them to do well immediately. There's got to be a little bit of time. And of course, again, the schedule doing them no favors.
While there's a break in the action here, we're seeing a Stallion side that has looked resurgent, particularly with this new foreign contingent that they've got on board. And that was the collision earlier. What are your thoughts on having this new foreign rule where it's 5+1, 5 foreigners on the pitch, plus 1 is a goalkeeper if you so choose to use it? And you know, Stallion here, they've got 14 in their whole roster. Of course, you can only have the 5+1 on the pitch at any given time. What do you think that means for the league? What do you think it means for Filipinos who are trying to get into the professional game? It certainly feels like there's a lot of factors at play here and a lot of implications with having this foreign rule in place.
Well, Coach Erninieras has been very vocal in coming out and supporting that rule. And I tend to agree with him because the more foreign-based foreigners you have on your squad, and the more foreigners you can have on the field, just raises the game of your local players as well. And of course, not to mention, you have now 15 teams playing in the first division of the PFL. So you've got a lot of games, a lot more teams. You need a lot more players as well. So in that aspect, I think in the short term, it will only help the Philippines Football League as a whole. And Coach Ernie, of course, not shy to mention as well that when they won the League and Cup, they did have quite the foreigner contingent as well.
Ernie, yes, he's got an eye for talent, and he's able to source so many raw gems that pan out to be, you know, real diamonds for him in his squad. I wonder what training is like at Stallion now with 14 foreigners in your roster. I bet it's sharp and physical, and certainly if you're a Filipino, you gotta do your best as well to earn your spot.
In the immortal words of Coach Ernie, it's patayan.
Right.
Ang training nila.
Lovely ball forward. Osei just needed to be a few inches behind there to connect with Beaton.
They might be 3 goals down, Loyola, but that has not stopped their fans from cheering them on and just filling this Rizal Memorial Stadium crowd with that more energy.
Bezerra releasing from distance there. He's one who's desperate for a goal, that's for sure. He's done so well on the left flank. Jose, lovely touch and turn, but it's taken away by Pride. Pickering. Galeana. Wade standing strong, and it's Placito. Galeana wide open here. Pickering losing the ball. It's Jurel Restorenos now for Loyola. Jose. Ball kept in play. Harada. We're going to get it back to Jose, and Matthew Nieres is there once more. Placito felt he was being manhandled by Wade. Smashed into Pickering, all of it legal. Loyola showing the fight here. But it's beyond Cante. Finally, they've been patiently waiting for maybe 5-10 minutes now. But they're finally going to get their chance to enter the game. Junior, Stephen, Ngong, Sam, and Joan and Bedia are going to enter the game. Galeana is coming off with his brace, and a fantastic performance for him. Charles Pickering is coming off for Coach Ernie Nieras, the right back, being replaced here by Bedia.
And a special day for Joe Bedia, the number 24. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday. And let's see if he can celebrate by scoring a goal, the forward. The one thing that Coach Ernie Nieras rightly mentioned also on top of the coverage is that whatever options he has on the bench, he feels like there's always a like-for-like substitution. There's no dip in quality, and that is easily shown by the fact that two-goal hero, Sam Jr., is coming off the bench today. He scored 2 goals in the first game of Stallion. And Ernie Nieras has had the luxury of coming and bringing him off the bench.
I'm sure Loyola not very happy about that. They would have done their research. They would have seen that Sam had scored twice in their previous outing, and now he's coming on with fresh legs with 20 minutes to go.
Look at the team sheet of Stallion as well. You'd have not failed to notice the number 9, si Balot Doctora. Ruben Balot Doctora, of course, the longtime Stallion captain. He is unavailable for the next 5 weeks because of an injury. But from the way things are going on the field, they're not missing him too much. The long-time Stallion captain.
Saw him in the stands today before the match. He's going to be enjoying this from his seat. Sam. Oof, trying to nutmeg Wade as an introduction. Brave start to his outing here. Becerra has moved over to the right flank, it seems. That one's going to float the way of Isaac Anan, who's going to play it quickly. Beyond Osei. Been hard work for the front man of Loyola in this match.
It's lonely up there. Not much ball possession, not much support. But he has to keep up the fight.
Under pressure, Silva.
It's been a 5-4-1 formation for Loyola for the most part. Two banks of defenders.
Pride venturing forward and looking to release Bedia, who's won a corner kick here. Or has he? Nope, goal kick.
We will have two subs for Loyola. And Jorel Arestorenas is making way.
Substitution for Loyola FC. Player number 4, Alasani Wade, replaced by player number 17, David Asale. Substitution for Loyola FC.
David Asare coming on.
Player number 8,
And
Jorel Arestorenas,
Rupert Banya.
replaced by player number 23, Rupert Banya.
Fresh legs here for Loyola.
Less than 20 minutes in the game, and I think it's going to be a very difficult task for Loyola to come back. Stallion wanting to add more.
Becerra rifles that to the front post. Sam connected. Bit of an interesting substitution here, Ryan, with Wade coming off. Seemed like he was doing decently well at center back for them. Big responsibility to fill here for David Asare.
Is it fatigue? Is it a matter of giving a chance to others? But 19 minutes left, 18 minutes left. Loyola still looking for their first goal.
The player's just gone down here. It's Harada. Not much contact. It might be cramps here for Takaya Harada. It is.
Well, this Loyola team did have to do a lot of running, a lot of covering, and almost always on the back foot as well, Jing.
We've got a few players warming up Loyola. Stallion have taken this opportunity to get a breather, rehydrate. Not much to talk about here for Coach Ernie Nieras. Everything going as planned. 3 goals and likely 3 points in the bag here.
2 wins out of 2, looking like for Stallion. Perfect start for them. As you would expect, if you look at the schedule of Stallion, and I guess for Ernie Nieras and the company, they've said they've enjoyed their AFC Cup campaign. And as with these things, they want to go back and experience it once more. And to do that, you have to be among the top teams in the league. Got to be champions.
There's a few more competitions as well to look forward to. There's the ASEAN Club Championships that has popped up. So more continental and regional matches that have come. And that means teams playing in the Philippines Football League, if you do well, you will be rewarded with opportunities to play against the very best in Southeast Asia and then some of the best teams in Asia as well. Nice little pullback, Kante. Harada has recovered from his cramp, is unable to get a shot at goal. Caloocaran. Dia had given way to Placito there. Harada rolls it into Gabriel Silva. And now Sam is away. Wasn't able to keep it in. It's going to be a triple change coming now here for Stallion. They're set to welcome Jesus Salazar, Julian Stefano, and Mateus Oliveira de Moraes is coming on.
Well, 3 points in the bag. It's a matter of giving playing time to some of these players. It's also a long season as well, Jing. So the more players you've got, the better. Fatigue and injury, these things bound to come up in the course of the season. You've got to have a core that is able to step up. And so far, so good for Stallion. And if you're a Stallion fan, you've got to like what you're seeing. So far, 2 games, 2 victories.
So Sirigliano coming off, Bezerra coming off, as well as Gabriel Silva. And Sam here has got a chance for Stallion, and he's rolled it into the back of the net to make it 4.
Well, we just mentioned his 2-goal haul last week. Add another one, and he's got 3 goals to his name so far in this campaign. Just too easy, shrugging off first and a second defender from Loyola. And for Roxy Dorlas, you gotta cringe if you look at that last piece of action. Growing pains maybe, but Sam Jr. making no mistake. Cool, calm, and composed finish for the Stallion striker.
He's made an impact. He's come off the bench and looked lively, and he's been rewarded here with another goal to his name, becoming a regular on the score sheet here. Sam Jr. And the headaches are growing for Loyola.
Well, as a defender, a former defender, Roxy Dorlas would not be particularly happy with conceding 4 more goals to top off the 4 goals from last week. And it's a matter of how they conceded the goals, I think, that would particularly irritate Coach Roxy Dorlas.
They're being pressured again here. It's a soft touch from Manan. Sam. And that's well defended on this occasion by Loyola.
Well, Sam was trying to be cheeky, just trying to nutmeg the defender as well.
Osei getting it forward. Beaton has continued his run. There's going to be a chance here. Charlie Beaton. Oh, he's rolled it into the net. But he's offside. Heartbreak. Was he offside even? Oh, we're going to have to see that again. So close. It looked like in real time he was onside, Ryan.
I think the Loyola contingent was rising in anticipation. Looked like the good pass.
Perfectly weighted. The run was beautiful from Charlie Beaton, and certainly the finish was as well.
Would have been a consolation goal for Loyola. Would have been their first goal as well for the season.
Ten minutes to go. It might have been a consolation there, Ryan, but certainly one that would help build the confidence of Loyola in this season.
Oh, for sure, you always want to break that scoring duck. Still scoreless for the season for Loyola. Want to get that first goal just out of the way. Will it come tonight?
Calocana lets it run. Jose getting it out wide. Jose using his body well, but he's been crowded out. Salazar getting a touch. McDaniel just getting it over. Anan is there to use his head. Logarta are under pressure. Looking for the back heel. Three foreign players making way for three other foreign players as we take a look at the confirmations here. We talked about the pressure on the shoulders of the Filipino players. There's certainly a lot of pressure on the foreign players as well to impress. If there's a large foreign contingent in the squad, you gotta fight for every minute on the pitch.
That's for sure.
A lot of pace on the right flank here. That's going to sail harmlessly out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at that. Oof.
Ooh.
You wonder he's being played on by Matthew Nieras. That chance from Charlie. You see where he finished as well, right inside of the post.
Well, yeah, by that time the goalkeeper will stop defending, but yeah, you can see from the replay, it's a very, very tight call there, and I don't know if the referee got it correct, but certainly a great chance for Loyola. Charlie Beaton looked like his time is run well, and Matthew Nieras as well, just playing onside, seems like.
Sam, can he get a second? Yes, he does. Makes it look easy. Drifted in behind and slots it in for his second of the game and Stallion's fifth.
Sam Jr. crediting the good pass as well. The mix-up, a defensive mix-up from the Loyola team once again, gifting Stallion with a fifth goal today. Well, Sam Jr. scoring 2 goals last week, scoring 2 goals this week. He's scoring goals for Fanjing.
Cameroonian showing what he's about. 33 years of age, he's played for United City, he's played for Mendiola, and now it looks like he's found a home here at Stallion Laguna. We talked about fighting for your minutes, and he certainly made a statement here.
2 goals in this game, coming off the bench. And in just 17 minutes of action, he scored 2. Oof.
Harada taking a shot there from Warren Bedia. Let's take a look at that here. Kept it in play, and Bedia doesn't shy away from the contact.
Birthday pa niya yan, ah. That is a very strong challenge from Bedia. Right in front of Ernie Nieras as well.
Dapat nga pag birthday mo, ikaw ikaw yung binibigyan ng regalo. Siya Bedia handing them out in this game.
That is the physicality that Bedia brings to this squad.
Done well to hold his ground, Caloocaran. Nice turn as well here, but Bedia is in his way. Sam getting it out wide. Schaffner with an opportunity. Denied by Isaac Annan.
Well, the game is opening up fatigue, catching up with Loyola, and defense not as solid as it once was. Means chances now for Stallion. So keep on adding the pressure. It's really very early days, Jing, but I think in the back of the minds of Stallion and their coaching staff, they do want to have a good goal differential. And looking at their schedule, as we always say, Garelli, Don Bosco, and Loyola might be chances for them to pad up the score line.
They certainly haven't eased up on the gas here, Stallion. And it's going to be a substitution for Loyola. Emmanuel Osei's night comes to a close.
Substitution.
And in his place will be Osman Sidibe.
Player number 18, Emmanuel Osei. Replaced by player number 9, Osman Sidibe.
Tough night at the office for Emmanuel Osei. Did reasonably well up front to cause as much problems as he could.
But ultimately, a lack of support, a lack of possession has him walking off the pitch in frustration.
Three minutes and change to go in regulation.
Well, if you do have the chance, you can come down here and watch the games live at Rizal Memorial Stadium, where you can see behind your screens a figure of Ernie Nieras still far from satisfied, still wanting more from his team.
There's going to be another match as well to come after this one. Kaya FC Iloilo, the defending champions, in action against Don Bosco Garelli. They're fresh from victory against United City. Meanwhile, Don Bosco will be licking their wounds and looking to improve. And Sam not far away from completing a second half hat trick. Not often you see a substitute complete that. Didn't get the technique and the contact quite right there.
That is very dangerous from Loyola.
Annan and McDaniel getting tangled up. It's the goalkeeper who's come worse for wear, but it looked like he might have been guilty of giving away a penalty for a moment, Isaac Annan. Should take a look at that one more time. Passed it away and then clipped Finn McDaniel. Is that a penalty for you, Ryan?
It's been given, Jake. It's been really given. And you can see the body language of Finn McDaniel as well, saying, you know what, keeper? Nakalusot ka this time around. Would have been a very contentious decision had it been 0-0 at this point. That's as much as I would like to say. Because if you look at it here, Well, he did not have possession of the ball, Finn McDaniel, at the time of contact. So that is one thing in the favor of the keeper. If he had been in possession of the ball and that contact happened, stone cold. But at that point in time, I'd give the benefit of the doubt to the keeper.
Isaac Anan here shaking his head. He's going to be okay.
But he's got to rue the back pass of his teammates. It's got to be one of the worst. And as a keeper, you've got to demand more from your defense.
All the way across to Pride, who's under pressure immediately. Love the ball forward. There's room here for McDaniel, who's going to take the shot. Low effort, wide of the post. There's going to be 6 minutes added on.
Well, more time for Stallion to pad the scoreline.
Allotting time here for the moments that players needed treatment. The goals scored of Stallion, of course. And the substitutions as well. So quite a few stoppages in play that the referee has deemed necessary to add on here after the 90.
Well, this is keeping in line with the FIFA World Cups we've been seeing, where 8 minutes of added time is the norm.
Isaac Anan off his line, putting his body on the line once more as Junior Sam was hunting for that third once again.
There's got to be 2 reactions when the added time was shown. Stallion would have been eyes wide open. Dude, let's get more. But for Loyola, oh my God. Let's just end this.
Certainly the final whistle is something that they're looking forward to at this point. It's been a difficult contest for them.
And certainly fatigue has set in for Loyola.
Harada keeps in play. Shrugged off by Stefano. Placito has Pride and support, and Stefano's going to send it. Easy ball to pick off. McDaniel on the turn. Diaz supporting from the right back position. Into the box it goes. Sam still managing to make a nuisance of himself there in a sea of blue.
One thing to add to his tally of 2 goals today and 4 goals in total for the season so far. Goal difference might come in handy, Jing.
We've seen it before. Goal difference playing a crucial role in the league. Certainly, they'd like to keep this clean sheet as well. McDaniel looking to get it back. Can he get a shot away? Sam denied. Oliveira rifling it across goal, and Anan deals with it well enough.
The defense of Loyola has been besieged, to say the least.
Harada.
And this time, Bedia doesn't get away with it.
So no birthday goal for Bedia, but a birthday yellow card for him.
Tough day in the office for this man.
I had the feeling the effects of that. Let's take a look at it here.
Oh, he's going to feel that tonight. You can feel it from here, Jing.
Badia barging in from behind. He's not a big man, Joe Warren Badia, but he's a solid.
And there he is once again. He's got to be careful that I got a yellow.
Perhaps he's sending a message to Coach Ernie Nieres. This is me at right back.
And you just mentioned about competition for places as well. The good thing about having this much depth is that anytime you come on, you'd like to impress the coach, you'd like to impress your teammates. Look, I'm good enough to start. Start me next time around.
Sam still not getting his hat trick. It's close once more. Minute remaining here. Still on deck, as you mentioned, the defending champions. We're going to see action shortly. Cortez fluffed the clearance. Should be offside, and it is. Shot was off target in the end from Sidibe.
That's a rare error from Alfredo Cortez. Not least because it's the first time I think he's had the ball in a long, long time.
Definitely offside there.
But if you're Loyola, you got to be there when the error happens. And I think that's one thing that Roxy Dorlas would have drilled into that last piece of action, in that we may be losing 5-0, but you never know when the error will be there. Just got to be there.
Stallion with one last attack. Whistle looming here for full time. But McDaniel with one more off the upright.
Should have been 6.
Should have been 6 for Stallion. Samuel Mendoza giving them time to take the corner.
Last chance surely for Stallion.
Into the box it goes, and straight at Isaac Annan. And there it is, full-time whistle. Stallion Laguna getting 3 goals in the second half to make it 5 in total. Dominant victory for the men in pink, who remain perfect in season 2024 so far. Loyola FC, meanwhile, needing to lick their wounds here and start from scratch, as they are on the wrong side of another heavy defeat.
12 unanswered goals to start the season for Stallion. Certainly a statement, a big, big statement of intent for the men in pink. 4 different goal scorers today. For the 5 goals, Jing, they're certainly up there with regards to title contenders.
They are looking dangerous, they are looking sharp, and they're banging in the goals to start things off here in season 24. Loyola FC, the return to the PFL has been a harrowing one so far, but certainly things are going to look a little bit easier as the season progresses, as they have just gone back-to-back with early title favorites, Cebu and Stallion Laguna FC. But for a performance perspective, you have to say pretty impressive here from Stallion Laguna. Certainly a team that they were expected to defeat, but nevertheless, the performances on the pitch were rather impressive.
Well, the interplay was good, and the way that they were able to clean sheet as well, the discipline in which they came back to defend when Loyola was threatening, was, I think, very good positive signs for Stallion.
We're going to get an opportunity to speak with the man of the match in a little bit. Offhand, though, for you, Ryan, who was the standout for you?
So many people for Stallion. Finn McDaniel, of course, you have to mention. But Galeana for me. And the number 88, Pezera, Durado, I think, were really thorns in the side of Loyola.
Those were the 2 goals from the opening half. Placito did well in the middle of the park as well for them, and Galeana getting his second in quite some style. Gotta love that accuracy from the winger.
Loyola will be very disappointed in some of their defending. And I think that's what Roxy Dorlas will try to improve on in their next game.
Sam got 2 in the second half.
And those 2 coming off of horrendous Loyola mistakes.
There's time for a third as well for them. This one was the final opportunity. And we got a chance now to check in with Kyra Dimaandal, who's got our man of the match with her.
Thank you, Jing and Ryan. Beside me here, we have our moment. Match player of the match, Griffin McDaniel, or more known as Finn McDaniel. Congrats on the win and congrats on match. How do you keep this kind of, you've already met with Loyola a couple of times before. How does your team's performance today compare to the previous meets, and how are you feeling after this win?
I was only ever here for one of the matches against Loyola. I know the team played them 2 or 3 times prior. Loyola started to learn a little more our type of play, but at the same time, growing industry, and it's a very diverse team. I mean, the fact of the matter is Stallion isn't a team to play with anymore. We are here for something, and we are here to win.
All right. Other than that, Coach Ernie Nieres was able to mention that Stallion Laguna is creating its own and of football. We saw that here today with the 3-4-3 formation, working well and producing that kind of scoreline. How confident that this style of play will lead you to the title and help you play at?
I think the 3-4-3 portrays exactly what Stallion goes for: aggressive attacking. You know, and Coach Ernie Nieres worked very tactic, and players as well working day out. So shift from a 4-3-3, and as you can see on the field, we have the quality to form insane.
All right, guys, 3-4-3, 4-3-3. It's easy for the side. Ryan.
Thank you so much, Kyra, and congratulations to our man of the match, Finn McDaniel. Dangerous up front all throughout the match, and certainly deserving of the plaudits tonight, as we are all set for one last match of the day. Don Bosco Guerrilla United taking on Kaya FC Iloilo. No bigger task than taking on the defending champions for the newcomers in the league, and that is all gonna pop off in just a few moments. But for our second match of our Saturday triple header, that is done and dusted. Stallion Laguna, the winners in a big way against Loyola. And for my partner Ryan Phoenix, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching our second match, and we will see you for the third in just a few moments.
People always trying to put me down on the ground, but I never be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their mind.